Next model that we are going to zoom into is our newly S6240M CNC. CNC is for motorized angle, and also servo in-feed, servo motorized angle. So I'm going to take you a little bit closer to the machine, like I always do. So it's one-sided miter, automatic machine. So fully equipped, also with full stroke top clamps. What is very important, it's based on our S6240DM, which we know as the S440DM before, in America the S16DM before. We globalized our type number, so now everything is called S6240DM. This is the fully automatic one. Very important, you look on the construction, it's exactly the same. It's a little bit heavier duty than the semi-automatic version. Lifting cylinder, it's in the front, so you can easily adjust the height. So this is also to adjust the height, that you don't need to go every time to the bottom. So this is the height limit switch. Going to take you a little bit more closer to here. Guide arm, manual and movable. Very important is the quick approach bar. So when it touches the material, it goes into feed. And then here you have the movable fixed arm guide. So carbide inserts are settable, it's very important. Coolant inlets, also settable, also very important. Work light. Then going to zoom in into the motor and the gearbox. So it's a direct drive on all our machines, is direct drive gearbox, direct drive principle. The two springs to help the frame to lift and to go down. And what you see here basically is the shaft for moving in servo the bow in its degrees, which is programmable on the HMI. I'm going to take you a little bit more closer to, I'm going to take another tour, a little bit more closer to the back of the machine. Very important is here, the coolant pump. Of course, these machines can also be equipped with a mist spray unit. You have the servo-driven shuttle vise. You have the full stroke top clamp, so it's a full stroke top clamp, so you can really clamp it until the bottom. This machine is produced for the American market. It's also already sold to a customer, so you don't need that CE full fences, although that EUL is getting stricter and stricter. So in Europe what you have is here will have a fencing, but just to take you up into the machine. Eventually it goes about the machine. Safety and security are very, very important, but just to show you how the machine is working, how it's looking like. So two full stroke cylinders. So you have the full stroke cylinder of the shuttle vise, you have the full stroke cylinder of the front vise. Standard on our machine, certainly with profiles, very important, is for the shuttle vise in the back, the vise pressure regulation for the front and for the back. Then here you have the control panel. So basically, as an operator, you can choose which side you are going to look at the product to be cut. So you can choose from the back, you can choose from the front. It's a little bit what the operator desires. So if we look onto the operator panel, what do you see? It's a dual valve system, hydraulic. Of course, the service key, the emergency button, the reset button for safety, CE and UL wise, and then protection cover for the HMI, and the HMI to control basically everything that is in and around the machine. So in a zoom in of the HMI, I'm going to take you a little bit how the angle works. So it's servo driven, it's very accurate. Basically you set here the angle, you program it to 0, you need to lift it to the upper limit. It's to avoid collision. So when the upper limit switch is reached, then you can push set angle, and then the bow is automatically going to turn into angle. Important to mention is a very interesting feature is this table. So basically it's the cutting line. Very important when you purchase a miter cutting machine is these holes are sunken. So of course you're going to cut slowly into the bed, left and right, but the bolts you will be able to still get out. Very important. And also this table is removable, so it's basically fixed by this, but I can take it out and I can replace it by a new one. And it's very important because also the cutting lines are going to be coming in here, so you can take it out, make a new one in, and basically it's a replacement part. And also want to zoom in a little bit more into the coolant tank. So here the chips are going to come out, going to go into the image. Here the chips are going to come out. These two buckets you can take out. Then you have the coolant tank. And also here what you see is also when the angle mechanism would not work or the readout would not work, which I cannot imagine, but imagine it happens, you can still read that out by manual. So it's two ways that you can read out the angle. Last but not least, the machine is a little bit higher. It stands on a pallet. We have feet underneath, so a forklift can easily lift it up and put it onto place. We always deliver the machine with leveling pads and a screw so you can level the machine correctly. And I also want to let you see the inside of the electrical cabinet like I always do. So basically this is the electrical cabinet. So basically what you see here, the two servo drives, we work with Inovance, like you know, it's one of the biggest suppliers in the world. Inovance inverter for the blade speed, Inovance inverter for the turning of the angle, and Inovance inverter for the servo driven shuttle vise. PLC of Inovance, and the rest are all European components. Safety models inside for the resetting of the alarms when doors are opening. Everything nicely labeled, which you can find back in the electrical schedule. So that's it. Check more on our website, keep on following our YouTube channel, and see you for next video.